In a world looking for something to listen to, a group of friends rise to the challenge. It's Pop Samurai.
What's going on, everybody? This is Johnny Hung and your host,
Paul Peck,
coming to you from the Pop Samurai Studios here, delivering you that sweet noise, giving you the twice a week, every week, Monday, SceneDojo, which you're listening to right now, and obviously Talk Dojo on Wednesdays. Looking forward to that Talk Dojo this Wednesday, where we talk more about superpowers and what would you do if you were kicked in the nuts. Moving on.
Dick Genie.
Dick Genie. If you guys don't know already, you guys can find us all over the place on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Pop Samurai Cast. You can visit the website, Pop Samurai Network at PopSamuraiNetwork.com, and of course we have our email, PopSamuraiNetwork@gmail.com. You can send us questions, comments, or anything like that, and we might read them on the air, you know. Of course, you can support us at patreon.com/PopSamurai. You go over there, you can get yourself some cool prizes, and you can help support our network here, help us grow, get bigger, do stuff like that. All right, I think that's about it. Paul, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Doing all right. Let's start off SceneDojo here on Monday here. How we always start off with everything. What you watching?
I don't know.
You didn't
Let's see. Let's see. I'm going to go through my list here. Still catching up, trying to finish off Iron Fist.
Okay.
Which, yeah, I like it. It's decent.
Not as good.
But it's building up to something, and I'm like, I think they're taking too long.
Yeah, I heard it's kind of a slog to get through. I'm gonna have to watch it because spoilers for later on in the show. We got our topic is that Defenders trailer, which I will talk about it when we get there. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go through it now.
So let's see. Other than that, because I wasn't so excited about like episode 8. Of course, I do have to watch my Doctor Who, which is always a good one. It was a nice, creepy, dark episode. Mm-hmm. Bill Potts' roommate trying to rent a house with a bunch of other roommates, and let's just say it's not haunted, but it's creepy enough. So it's alive, but I don't know. I don't think there's anything else I really watched other than Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Jesus Christ! How did you not tell me about this?
Oh, God. It's so good.
No, we knew. You've been rubbing it in ever since because I haven't seen it yet. So, let's go into this here. Talk about, what you think about it. Was it good?
Yeah, it's great.
Did you like it better than the first?
I'm on equal playing field.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I've read from a lot of people like, this is the greatest thing that Marvel has ever turned out. This is the best movie ever. Next Marvel movie, this is the best movie ever. I'm scratched the last thing I said. Every movie is somehow better than the last one. So everyone I just start to kind of like ignore on Facebook, just like so.
Yeah, I mean, for me, with the Marvel movies, they're all no less than good. I haven't run into a bad Marvel film, I don't think.
Well, the only bad Marvel film I think I've ever not Marvel
Cinematic Universe. I'm not talking about
Marvel
before.
Cinematic Universe. Yeah, because I was gonna say Ghost Rider 2.
Starting at Iron Man and all the movies that connect.
Yeah. Then it's good.
Yeah, I don't think I've run. Some people. I mean, I could be argued down with Iron Man 2, but I mean that was whatever. I mean, it was still. I thought it was still good. I mean, I enjoyed it. But moving on from there. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, just right from the beginning, it's just a great film. I for some reason I thought to myself that at some point Baby Groot's gonna annoy the shit out of me. I didn't know why, but I just thought Baby Groot's gonna annoy the shit out of me. I thought they went in a different direction. I thought they were going to with them. I thought, overall, with the movie, without giving anything away, I thought that the movie was going to end differently than what I than the way it did. With that being said, it was still really good. A lot of stuff I didn't see coming at all.
Interesting.
Cameos. We all know about Sylvester Stallone, Miley Cyrus.
Were they decent cameos?
Sylvester Stallone's is really decent.
Okay.
I believe, if I have to count, Miley Cyrus has one line, and you won't recognize her at all. So, but it's cool.
Okay.
It's cool, but her and Stallone's whole scenario makes me wonder, like, okay, what's up with part 3 now? So,
Okay. The cast, everyone's still doing really good. Did anybody steal the show for you? Any character steal the show for you?
Drax always steals the show.
He did.
Yeah, Batista, I thought, was going to be the guy just having come off wrestling, and I know there's been a lot of wrestlers that got into acting and did not, and they failed greatly.
Yeah, he seemed to have
Except
found
Triple
a good
H in, what was that? Which Blade movie is he in? Where he has the vampire poodle.
Trinity.
Yeah, can't knock that. He had a vampire poodle.
And then after that, he did the chaperone.
WWE needs to just stop with like making their own movies.
Yeah.
They just put it to rest.
Yeah.
But but no, he's great because he's just that so. There's so many things that he just doesn't get, like, about life in general, as you know, with Drax, that it just makes it funnier than
Now,
hell.
did they spoil all of his jokes in the trailers? Because it seems like there was heavy.
No, and that whole scene where he's standing next to Star-Lord and he's telling him,
Do you need a hug?
You need to find somebody pathetic like you. That actually is a little bit different
Really?
than. Yeah, there's stuff that's in there in the trailers that aren't in the movies. So now I'm kind of like, oh God, I'm not gonna be able to buy it right away because somewhere along the line, I believe there's gonna be an extended cut. So
Okay. All right. So on the Pop Samurai scale, 1 being the worst, 10 being the best, where you falling on
I'm
this?
going with the 10. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Ooh.
And God, Rocket is such a dick.
Now that you did this,
Oh my God.
Now that you've opened this Pandora's box, Paul, of 10, and you love the Guardians of the Galaxy, because every Marvel film we've gotten to before, up until this point, it's always been, I don't think it breaks my top 5. I don't know if it gets to my top 5. I don't even know if it's close to my top. Does
Like
this
top
break?
5 movies?
No, of your Marvel films, because like even when
This is in my top 5 of the Marvel films, along with Guardians of the Galaxy.
is it like
1.
2? Is it 1? Is like Guardians? What was your list?
Well,
again?
I'm saying that I'm going to go with this one being number 2. I think Guardians, I can never put a sequel at number 1 because what makes a sequel so good is the backstory of having number 1. So I'm gonna go.
So no, I'm just gonna.
I'll put this in my. This will put me in my 2 spot.
Okay, so your list, your top 3 are for Marvel films.
Top 3.
I know we've asked this before, but we always mix it up.
3 is so hard. That's a tough one. Because there's so many like great qualities. It's even kind of like with
Guardians is your top, right? Is that what
Guardians is my top. I have to stay with Guardians. I'm not putting. I can't put any of the Thors in number 3.
Any of the Avengers? Avenger 1?
Yeah, I'm gonna have maybe Avengers 1 is gonna have to be my.
Unless one of the Captain Americas. They're standing toe to toe now.
It's so tough because even like Iron Man 2 introduces Black Widow, and it's a whole going down the hallway kicking the shit out of everybody. Meanwhile, what's his face just beats up one guy.
Happy,
and that just is so funny. So I don't know. It's 3's a tough one. I'm gonna have to think that one out and get back to you on the next show. I don't know.
All I remember is that you have Guardians top.
Guardians is such a great standalone. You could take Guardians and make that just a standalone film. Because it's kind of like where I go with Serenity. You know, it's cool. You got to have the entire
Firefly.
one-off season that the network ruined, but you don't have to have the show to have that movie. So as a one-off movie, it's great. So, and that's where I feel about Guardians. You don't have to have anything else cinematic Marvel to back this thing up. It just stands alone as its like own great movie.
Okay. So now this is probably gonna start a conversation a little bit, but so the statement you made earlier was that you never put a sequel over the original, the first part, right? Because the sequel usually benefits from the backstory.
Well, if I'm putting in like a top 5.
Okay.
Why you're gonna try to insult something about The Empire Strikes Back?
No, is it? Do you
Good.
do you rank the Empire over the New Hope, or do you do New Hope over Empire? Rank out your original trilogy. I know we've done this before, and I could have swore you ranked the New Hope was like it was there. It was still
It's
top.
there. It's there in the top 3. Definitely.
Obviously, the original trilogy is always top 3. But
If you go Empire, New Hope, and Jedi, I would say is probably, best to worst. I love Return of the Jedi, but I felt that it could have been so much more. Yeah. If it was made today, I really think that Return of the Jedi could have been completely broken down into 2 movies. Because it's like, there's all this like talk, Jabba the Hutt, and I got a bounty on my head. And then it's like, when we finally get to the Jabba the Hutt portion, we do, half hour?
Yeah, which is why.
Come on, this is all we're gonna get.
Which is why I kind of I like Empire more than the Jedi, but Jedi is still number 2 for me. And then I have New Hope, and I could have swore that was your list too.
Yeah,
but then you just made the statement of you never put a sequel over
I know. Well, I'm just saying, but if you rank them, in just their categories, if you're just on Star Wars.
Okay, just Star Wars. Rank your top 5. All Star Wars.
All of the Star Wars
films
Oof.
So far. Rank them right now. Top 5. You're cutting some, obviously.
I'm thinking this out. I'm going with Empire as my number 1.
Boom.
I'm going to go with Force Awakens as my number 2.
Wow. Okay.
I'm going to say 3 is A New Hope. 4, Return of the Jedi. Number 5, Rogue One.
Okay, wait a second. So you had Empire, Force Awakens, then
A New Hope. Return of the
Jedi. Then Rogue One. Okay, I got confused for a second. I was like, wait. I got confused.
After Rogue One, then
I was
I'll
like, we haven't seen The Last Jedi yet. I was like, wait, no.
Then I'll put the
prequels.
Well, yeah. Then I'll put Revenge of the Sith, Attack of the Clones, and
so there are some exceptions to the sequel going before the.
Well, yeah.
Okay, there we go. All right, that's all I need to know.
But yeah, but either way, Guardians just great. I've been saying it for several months now. The more I thought about who my favorite superheroes are, and Rocket, he's got to take my number 1 Marvel spot.
Yeah, he's a really good character. So.
He's kind of an anti-hero. He's such an
asshole.
He's such an asshole. I mean, he's got that hard exterior. He's kind of soft on the inside, but yeah, the insults are great. His banter back and forth with everybody. Yeah. If you haven't seen it yet, I'm just gonna say once we get to the spoilers episode, all I gotta say is you're gonna love the pillow talk between Rocket Raccoon and Star-Lord.
Okay.
Pillow talk.
Pillow talk.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Pillow talk.
But no. But again, the and Kurt Russell was great, and they do the creepy thing about, hey, we're gonna do the flashback, we're gonna make him young, kind of like what they did with Robert Downey Jr.
Oh,
and
really?
it's like, God, this is so creepy. Just Kurt Russell's been there, like all my life, like in movies and that, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so spot on. And that was like the same thing with Robert Downey Jr. I couldn't figure out the Robert Downey Jr. thing. And I'm like, did they take footage from Less Than Zero? What the hell is going on here? What is this? I'm trying to like just remember key scenes from Less Than Zero and stuff like that. And I'm like, how did they do this? But once I read into face mapping and how they do it, then I was like, okay. But so cool.
Okay. All right. For me, I haven't really watched much lately. I haven't had much time doing it lately. So the only thing I've been kind of just like trying to zone off on stuff when I'm doing things. I'll kind of.
Wait, you know what you should do? Is you should sneak out and go and see Guardians and just play like an old episode.
I don't know if I should. You think I should do that?
I think you should do that.
Are you gonna go with me?
Sure.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, I think I'm busy. He's recording.
No, the thing I've been put on the background, because I can't really pay attention to it because it's so cheeseball. I've been watching Lucha Underground on Netflix.
I have not had the privilege yet.
It's pretty good. I will say that. Yeah, I mean, it reminds me of back in my day when I used to watch WWE. I haven't watched it recently. I mean, we haven't even gotten a Slam of the Week. Have you been keeping up with wrestling lately?
I've been keeping up with wrestling, and the thing is once they did this, Anthem Entertainment took over Impact Wrestling. Mm-hmm. They made some changes to the roster that I kind of disagree with. So I don't know what's happened. I even tried looking them up on Twitter, and I get nothing. But, they had Aaron Rex had the whole Liberace gimmick.
Man.
Just, it's completely gone as if it never existed.
Bull crap.
And then Rockstar Spud was being like his chauffeur, wearing his powder blue, like, chauffeur suits. And they act like that's never happened, too. Like, he was completely heel, and now he got jumped, and now all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait, now all of a sudden he's good again. He's face, I'm like, what? It's happened a lot in the history of Impact and TNA wrestling. All of a sudden there's like some sort of takeover or new ownership, and now all of a sudden like all these like previous storylines just completely stop.
Oh, okay.
People all of a sudden like that were heels do one thing the following week, and all of a sudden everybody loves them again. Or they break up with whatever stable they're a part of, and then everybody else in their stable just completely disappears, like off the face of the earth, as if they're never there. So
interesting. Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? That's if they're not as big as
it's the
other
business.
Companies, Lucha Underground, they've been making some pretty key movements, though. I mean, they realize that they're probably not a live event thing, I guess. I don't know if they show stuff live. I mean, I think they have a working agreement with the El Rey Network.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if they go live, but because I don't know how you could go live with the stuff that they do, because
Well, yeah. I mean, you can still do your share of like house shows.
You can have the house
like
shows.
that.
You can have the live events, which is obvious. They do. They got crowds and stuff like that.
Yeah, but you couldn't do it like live on TV.
They're even like people who
or
like
the 5-minute delay or anything.
Possible. But like they have like all these cutscenes, and I described them to you before. They're like B-movie cutscenes in between matches and stuff like that. Of like, someone's like in the weight room and they're working out and then the like big boss comes in and he's like, "You impressed me out there today," and this, and I was like, "What the? This is not." And there's even like scenes of like when they introduce a new wrestler coming in or try to make him look all badass. They have a cutscene of him like either like fighting some people or doing like some hardcore training where he's like beating down people like he's training with. Or there was even one where there's like this heel character called Cage, and he's a machine, and he there's a scene of him just walking through to his car, and there's some dudes just by his car, and then all of a sudden they get into like a street fight.
Looking him
and
up.
he's taking like they grab the bottle and they smash it on his head, and he doesn't react, and he like starts beating them down and slamming them down on the cement, and someone takes a crate that's somehow there, slams it on his back, and he doesn't react. And I was like, wow, it's a bad movie, B movie. Cutscene. So the matches in between are pretty good, though. They are pretty fast paced. It's lucha. It's not your standard wrestling, more fast paced, high flying maneuvers. So it's decent. I mean, if you're into wrestling, and you're kind of getting tired of all the normacy of everything, I mean, it's pretty good. They got like 2 seasons, I think, on Netflix, which that's another thing that they're doing. They're really taking advantage of this.
Is Joey Ryan on?
Joey Ryan.
Joey Ryan, is he on Lucha Underground?
I will say this right now: I'm not that far. I'm only in the first season, so I don't know if he's a new addition. Because they're constantly adding.
He's
new
such
people.
a great wrestler.
I mean, it's possible. I mean, yeah, it's possible. So yeah, it's good stuff. That's all I've really like on and off, and then of course watching some old stuff here and there.
Yeah,
old Rick and Morty, old other things. So. Yeah.
Oh, hey, speaking of Rick and Morty,
did you watch it?
No.
Okay.
I set the recorder and it hasn't recorded anything.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
I hit it for record new episodes and I got nothing.
What I've never asked you this. I don't think I've asked you this. What do you subscribe to? What are your streaming services?
That was
which ones?
Well, no, right now that's regular cable.
You haven't jumped yet. Oh, I thought you
no,
were
I'm on. I got Netflix and Amazon right now.
Netflix and Amazon.
Yeah.
Not Hulu though.
I don't have Hulu, but Rick and Morty on Hulu.
Yeah.
Okay.
2 seasons on Hulu. Yeah.
Now, so I was watching the very. I like the show. Is a very staged, yes, but Kevin Smith's Comic Book Men.
Uh-huh.
Somebody came in talking about Rick and Morty.
Uh-huh.
Now, from my understandings, is the comic book is darker.
Yeah, I mean the show is dark too. There's like dark ass.
But
scenes
they're saying
in the
that
show.
there's stuff that you can't do with the cartoon that happened in the book.
Yeah, it's possible.
So I was at a Barnes and Noble yesterday, and I saw Volume 1, and I was like questioning it.
Yeah. It's
like,
a
well,
dark.
let me go and
like,
get
if you
some
really-
lift,
if you really pay
extra
attention,
money.
and,
I
like,
might
if
have
you-
to buy this.
If you go deep into it, there's so much undertone of just like, what the fuck, Just,
There's been-
even like there's all this like because it all has to deal with like different dimensions and different versions of people.
Right. There's I think the universe is telling me to watch it because every time I go someplace,
You see it.
like I see it. I've
It's
seen
big. It's big right
Rick
now.
and Morty on bumper stickers.
Yeah.
As I'm driving, and I'm like, I think this is the universe telling me to watch the show. I just saw a yeah. It's on your.
It's my screen. It's my
screen.
screensaver on my phone.
I just saw a plush. I was at GameStop.
Yeah.
And I saw a plush, like, figure of Mr. Poopy Pants.
Yeah. One of the best characters ever created.
And I'm like, I don't know. I think this is the universe.
He's from one of the best episodes. I watch that episode all the time. It's great. You should watch it. I mean, there's so much undertone. There's so much just like mixture of everything. Even to respect this much too, a lot of the stuff that he says is all off the cuff. Right?
Yeah.
Like literally, I think there's a video on Facebook. You can look it up. There's an Adult Swim video where they showed behind the scenes on what he does to get the Rick characters.
Yeah.
He takes shots of tequila to get himself drunk, and it's all mostly off the cuff. And there's even scenes of people telling him, "No, don't take another shot. Don't take another shot." And he takes another shot, and he starts like doing his whole Rick thing, but he's legitimately drunk as he's doing it. That's
nice.
That's why Rick.
This is one of those shows where they record everything first and then they draw it.
Yeah. So I mean, the way he's like, the way he talks, and the way he's always rambling on like he's a fucking drunk.
'Cause
It's not
that's-
just him making it up like sober. He's
That-
like he method acts this shit.
It's kind of one of the things that happened with Disney, where with all their animation, they always went with script. So there's all these cutout recordings of Robin Williams as the genie in Aladdin, because he had the script, and then they noticed that he had such a hard time sticking with it. He'd always just slightly go off and all of a sudden do his own thing. Well, if you draw the characters first, it's like, and then he's doing his own thing, the mouths don't line up. So that's when they had decided, let's record all of his stuff and then we'll draw it. So that's it. A lot of what happens in Aladdin is a lot of ad-libbing by Robin Williams.
Yeah, that's one of the best things. It's just most of it's ad-lib, and then he does both of the voices of Rick and Morty. The guy, I forget, I'm blanking on a name. I apologize, but yeah, I mean, even the story behind that too, of like how he was like, he came up with that voices first, then he was pitching it. They didn't like it because they didn't like him doing the voice for Morty, and then they told him, was like, he just sounds so whiny and this and that, and it was like, well, that's the point of it. He's like, well, I'll tone it down a little bit here, maybe it'll like make him sound a little bit still whiny but not
Right.
as whiny. And then eventually they're like, okay, let's do it, and then it just blew up. I mean, imagine if they would have just said, no, we don't want to do this show.
Well, I mean, that's the problem when you pitch a show. There's so many networks that are just gonna turn you down, and
Yeah.
that was kind of like how what the hell's the zombie movie with Woody Harrelson, Zombieland?
Yes.
That was pitched originally as a television show.
I think they tried to make another. I think
They did after Walking Dead. Then they tried making it into a series. But so when they pitched it as a show, everybody told them that a zombie show on television would never work. Well, along came The Walking Dead, and that, from what I understand, was a show that got turned down left and right. But AMC was the ones that were like, okay, yeah, we'll take a chance on this.
Why not?
So,
Right.
But here, we're only going to give you 9 episodes that first season. We don't know if anyone will watch it.
And guess what?
And it blew up.
Money.
So, but then the problem with Zombieland, when you go to make that into a series, everybody loved like all the characters from the movie. And when you don't bring back Woody Harrelson, and you try to get a replacement, and I can't even remember the name of the guy that even played him. Not saying that he's out doing other great things or ripping on him as an actor, but there was all these expectations to live up to. When you can't do that no more, then all of a sudden it fizzles the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That would be like them. That'd be like taking Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield back from the 80s. And then trying to do that as a television series, and then say maybe you try to replace that character with somebody like Ed Asner, or somebody from like Cheers or something. Like, okay, we're not gonna have Rodney Dangerfield, but we're gonna have Coach from Cheers or something like that. Somebody so completely different that everybody has these expectations, and you just completely kill your show.
No. Well, I mean, it's hard, to with networks and stuff. I mean, let me give a shout out because again, I'm a big podcaster guy where I listen to podcasts.
Do it.
Big shout out to this other podcast I've been listening to. It's called Dead Pilot Society, and it's an interesting concept of a show. What they do is they approach writers and comedy writers, and as you know, when people write. They create pilots for shows, and most of the time they don't ever see the light of day. So what they do is they go approach a writer about a pilot that was never shot or never done anything like that, but it was bought. Like the studio was like, okay, we want it. They bought it, like they were gonna make it, and then something happened where they didn't, right? And it just never saw the light of day. And so what they do is they take the script and they do a table reading of it on the podcast with actors, right? So they bring in actors and they do a full-on, just like, here's your pilot episode, right? Voice acted, and even at the beginning do interview with the writer talking about what happened with how did he come up with the concept and what happened. And most 9 times out of 10, it was just like it was a changing of the guard. Someone got fired, and this was his project, and they didn't pursue that project, so it was never done. It was like, wow, that's how quick it is. It's like, yeah, we want this, and we're gonna push for this and this and that, and someone gets let go, or someone changes, positions, and nope,
Yeah.
never comes out. And then all this work you did into this pilot just never saw the light of day. And legitimately, I've listened to it while I'm working sometimes, and some of those episodes, most of those episodes are just like legitimately funny, right? I've had like some moments where I was like, wow, this is a really good episode. I would watch this series,
Yeah.
if it came out. But just like no fault to like the actual, again, it's not just they're just not just taking random scripts, right, of people who write them. They're taking scripts that actually made it all the way through, got bought by the studio that they were gonna do it, but then it just for some unspoken reason sometimes just never saw the light of day.
Yeah.
So check it out, Dead Pilot Society. It's a really good podcast. My recommendation for the entertainment section of this episode. Moving on to that, I think we should get to the news. So let's hit into the news. A bunch of trailers and stuff dropped. Paul, are you ready for this? Are you ready to talk about some trailers?
Let's do it.
First trailer I want to get on to, talking about comedy. I want to talk about Absolutely Anything, starring Simon Pegg and some other cast members, voice actors, the Monty Python crew, the late great Robin Williams playing Simon Pegg's dog in this. If you guys haven't seen the trailer yet, it's basically these aliens are gonna destroy the Earth, but they're gonna give it a chance by giving one random person basically absolute power to do anything he wanted, and if he uses it for good, they won't destroy the Earth. And guess what? He starts doing a lot of crazy stuff with it because he can. So, what do you think of this trailer?
I like the trailer. I think it looks fun. Like when he waves his hand and tells the dog turds to clean themselves up, and they go walking off and jump in the toilet.
Yeah.
So it looks weird enough for me.
Yeah, it's a nice, weird, funny movie. I love Simon Pegg. I love this Carnell trilogy that he did. With Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, the end of, I think it was called the end of the world, or at World's End, or
yeah.
something like that. I forgot what.
But he never does sequels to any of these great characters that he's like helped create. And I'm just kind of like, I think some of them deserve sequels.
Yeah, some of them do. I kind of wish they would. But yeah.
Nick Frost is busy with Into the Badlands, which is great. He
looks badass.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, when you look at like Into the World, when he's fighting with the bar stools, using them like as weapons to like fight. It kind of goes along with that, like Into the Badlands. He just seems so, like, you wouldn't expect this guy to be like a fighter,
Does he have some really great fight scenes
He's got not great, but he's got some really good fight scenes that I didn't expect, like, whatsoever. I'm like, this is
is he like the power guy? He's like,
He's a little bit of both. He's like what he reminds me of is like if you go back to like a lot of the old anime, like if you look at like Battle of the Planets, God, I can't think of the heavyset guy's name in there. The one that's the owl, but he's kind of like the heavy, but he's also like the comedy relief.
No,
you had that with Voltron. You had the heavyset guy who was the comedy relief, but he was still the heavy that could, that was like the fighter and stuff. And that kind of goes back to this, This guy's comedy relief, but when you need him, he can like really kick the shit out of people.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, so Absolutely Anything. I'm on board with that. I really like it. Looks good.
Yeah.
Moving on from that, I don't know if you did see it or not, but there's the second trailer for Dunkirk, the new Christopher Nolan film based on the events that happened at Dunkirk.
Yeah.
It looks really good for me. I mean, I'm a big Nolan fan. Much respect to what he's doing. He's always trying different things. I mean, he's gone from fucking Dark Knight to Inception to Interstellar to now this. So I mean,
wait, wasn't he responsible for doing that to Bane?
Yes, he was.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, I think it was a Tom Hardy choice, but I mean, yeah, I mean,
I think he's still working his way off my shit list for that one.
well, I mean, I think it was a good film. I like it. So, but yeah, and he did. Yeah, he's one of those really good directors I really like. And I'm all for this. Looks like it's gonna be a good one. So that's what I'm on board for that one. You got anything to say about it?
I might get around to it, but again, war films
are not your thing. I know that's
the shit. Like I said, a few weeks back, I saw Fury, and I just find war movies that shit's just so depressing. It's like you have like a whole battalion of guys in that, and it's like it's just guaranteed. They're not all making out of there.
I did like Fury,
and you might have one or two guys that are gonna make it out alive.
Nah, that no one made it out.
Like Saving Private Ryan. I'm like, I found that ending like just, it's great. They saved the guy, but I mean, like at what cost? He's like, dude's dying in a way. I'm like, oh God.
Following orders.
Yeah.
That's good stuff. Moving on from this, we're going on to Netflix released the trailer for The Defenders.
Yes.
The union of all of their Marvel Universe shows coming together. Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, Luke Cage coming together into a series against Sigourney Weaver's bad guy character. I don't know what she is. What did you think of the trailer?
Yeah, and Lance Hendrickson. Right?
So what?
There's Lance Hendrickson in there too? The trailer?
Is that, what do you mean? I'm sorry. Who? What?
Defenders.
The Defenders what?
The trailer.
Yeah, what about it?
Isn't Lance Hendrickson in there too?
I'm not
the
sure.
Old guy he was Bishop in Aliens. Give me 2 seconds here, everybody. I'm
Lance Hendrickson. I know who he is. I don't remember him being in the trailer. Who did you see him as?
Who's the guy with the deep voice talking to all of them?
That's Stick from Daredevil.
Sorry, I haven't seen Daredevil.
You haven't seen Daredevil? Oh yeah,
No.
You just got Netflix. You need to get your shit together, Paul. You got me all confused. No, Stick is a blind character who teaches Daredevil when he was younger.
No.
His stuff.
Sounds like Lance Hendrickson.
No. Shit. What's the name of the character? I'm trying to remember. Nah, I can't get it right now. I'm sure it'll come to me.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm on the ad as I'm looking this up. That's right. That's what I want to see. I want to see
Scott Glenn plays Stick.
That's what it is. Scott Glenn.
Scott Glenn. He's and I'm
Sounds
sure.
like Lance.
I'm sure he's playing the character of like Nick Fury in this.
Yeah.
So yeah, Scott Glenn plays Stick. But yes,
I like the whole when Daredevil needs to cover his face, he doesn't have the mask with him, so he puts the scarf over his head. If you kind of watch that and look at the way that mask is tied, who else wears their mask like that? Come on, man.
Daredevil in
No,
season 1.
he doesn't know.
It's all season 1. He wore it like that.
No, but Iron Fist.
I know.
Look
man,
at Iron Fist's
I know.
mask, man.
I'm joking with you. Yeah, I know. Maybe that's what inspires him to actually have like that costume.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Maybe.
I want to see him suited up. I mean, you get it with Luke Cage, like wearing a yellow shirt. Although I wish Luke Cage, looked like he did when he started off with the tight bell bottoms, the big collar, open shirt, and that like ridiculous silver headband.
The bracers and the silver headband.
Yeah.
They give you a little bit of that when he's being created. He has like all this, like the stuff connected to him because he was in that medical tank, whatever it was.
Yeah.
They changed him, and he has, for a little bit, he looks like the character for a minute.
Does he have the fro?
Yeah, because he's like he grows it out in prison. He just like doesn't care anymore. And he's like they give you hints of that.
No, I'm gonna have to see that. If I get a scene where he's got the silver headband and the fro,
he has like
that's
the silver
priceless
headbands and stuff, and the little bands because it was all connected to wires and stuff like that. And then he broke off the tank, and it kind of looks like it gives ode to it. You know what I mean? So spoilers for people who haven't seen Luke Cage. Whatever. But yeah, Defenders, you enjoyed it? Pretty good on your list to watch things now?
Yeah.
Are you gonna go through these series now, or is it something you're gonna do?
I'm trying. I'm been so busy with burning the candle at both ends in life that
In death, you watch them all.
it's going to come down to that if I don't watch my ass pretty soon.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on from this, on to what's the next thing that was released? Oh yeah, we got a trailer for The Dark Tower. Stephen King's The Dark Tower is finally getting live action adaptation. We saw Idris Elba playing the gunslinger. We got Matthew McConaughey playing the Man in Black. How do you feel about this?
It took me. I kept seeing like trailer released for Dark Towers, and I'm like, I don't know. So I finally watched it, and I'm like, yeah, this looks good.
It's badass.
And again, you know, I'm so completely against like remakes, but at the same point, I think so many Stephen King movies were done so shitty, like in the past, that I want to see them remade.
Yeah.
You know, like I liked it, but I do want it had to be remade, and I'm like, okay, cool.
I mean, it was never a movie, so I mean, now it's getting a movie. I mean, it was a TV like miniseries,
right. But now you can do with the way it's written and everything like that. Same thing, like come on, let's do Pet Sematary here, guys. But let's keep that Ramones on the soundtrack.
Yeah. Salem's Lot. You could do Salem's Lot again. You could do. I don't know if I want to say. I don't know if I'm ready for a Shining. I think The Shining is like still because Stephen King didn't
great acting in there.
Stephen King didn't like Kubrick's version, so he made his own version. So there's two versions of The Shining. They're almost like exactly the same to me, except like for the ending. But I just like I don't know if I want another one because they already tried to do another one, and I was like, I don't care about this.
It's other than the Joker, it's hard to replace any performance by Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. You like gave a long pause there. I was like, well, I don't know, but it's kind of hard. So, other than that, I mean, what else?
Like you would never be able to replace Shelley Duvall if you decided to make another live action movie of Popeye. Have you ever seen Popeye with Robin Williams?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, great, phenomenal movie for its time. Okay. I don't think there was any. I don't think there was any animated anything made live action at that point.
Okay, I mean, it was good. I liked it.
It's cool.
I like Robin Williams in that role. Everyone else seemed out of place.
I would love to go and visit that theme park.
There's a Popeye land?
There's a Popeye land. The whole set, all the sets that from that movie, they kept. And people can actually go and visit it.
That seems so weird because they're like...
Because I can't remember what country that's in, but they
weren't really that great.
Yeah, it's all kind of run down, kind of shabby looking, you know, and just like, ugh.
Was there like a bar scene at one point?
But I can't remember what country it was filmed in, but apparently they have so much of nothing there that's kind of like their pride and joy that they kept.
I guess. I mean,
let's go.
Be happy, I guess.
Let's go. I want to get, but they should. I wish they would have kept the giant octopus.
Oh yeah, we went on a big tangent here.
Yeah.
The Dark Tower, yes.
Dark Tower, yes.
Liked it. I like what I see. The trailer shows a little bit of a scene chewy Matthew McConaughey for me, but I'm hoping that in context he'll be really good. I mean, he's a great actor. So, but I really like Idris Elba playing the gunslinger. The way he is in this role. He has some of the best shots in the whole trailer, you know, his mind reloading or whatever he's doing to his guns, his speech, just like his little lines about like I don't aim with my gun, I aim with my eye or something like that, or in the last line where he closes his eyes, I don't kill with my gun, I kill with my heart or something like that. No, that was wonderful scene. So all for this. I know a lot of people are like, this doesn't look like this doesn't add up with the book. I think this is supposed to be like a sequel to the books, is what they're saying, which is really weird. I don't know where they're taking place exactly, because I think that it's like going to be hopping around a little bit. Like, I don't think that I think they said that it was kind of hard to set it with those books, right? So I think that they're saying it's kind of like a adaptation sequel, kind of. Which is weird. So I hope they like kind of delve more into what's going on. So maybe this is all supposed to be leading to like The Stand, you know, which, if you don't know, Randall Flagg's character is the same character that's in the Dark that Matthew McConaughey plays in
Did I
Dark
know
Tower.
that?
So they're connected. There's a lot of things that are connected. Like even it. Like if you don't know the Stephen King universe and how connected everything is, there's always something connected. In the book, It, right? Since we brought up It earlier, there is a connection to the Dark Tower, right? With like this, like in the book, they never showed it in like live action, but there's like this weird creature or something like that, like this, I forgot what it's called. I don't remember. It's like, it starts with an M. I don't remember it, but it's like a weird off creature, and it connects over to the Dark Tower, right? And there's also a lot of things in those books that don't that don't get shown, like kid orgies and stuff like that. So that doesn't happen in the live action stuff.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So there's things that, but there's a lot of things that connect. I mean, the Randall Flagg's character in The Stand is the man in black in the tower, right? The Dark Tower. So I don't know if like he just never gets defeated, or if the stand takes place after or before. It's kind of weird, right? I don't know where it all stands, but it's all connected somehow. That's why when we get that TV series Castle Rock, I'm very interested into it, because Castle Rock is a TV series based on the Stephen King universe where stuff's connected. I don't know where it's going to be, you know, what it's going to do exactly, if it's going to tie things together, if we're going to see like all manner of things from all over the place with the Stephen King universe, which I'll be so amazed to see. So yeah, good stuff. I think we're all good. I think that brings us to the end of this episode here, Paul. I think it's time for us to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
So long, and we'll see you at Talk Dojo. Look forward to the second part of our superhero power talk. You know, hopefully you guys enjoy that. See you guys later. Bye.
Will Our Heroes podcast survive? Spread the word, subscribe, and tune in next time. Same Pop Samurai time, same Pop Samurai channel.